Welcome to Tiny Glade. I'm excited that this is out. I played the demo a while ago, but it had sort of a limited selection of the tools, and now I've got the full-fledged thing, and I am having a great time. This is less a game than a creative tool that allows you to sort of build these little scenes featuring kind of medieval-styled architecture. And the way that this is built is just out of these very simple primitive pieces. Round towers, rectangular buildings, water, walls, windows, and doors. And you just arrange them however you want, and then the game kind of solves all of the connective tissue problems between all of these elements and puts in little surprising combinations when you put two things close to each other. And so you end up, with something that is much better looking than what you could probably create on your own, unless you happen to be a professional artist. So this is a little abbey that I created here. But one way that they actually turn this into more of a game than a creative tool is not by, giving you like scoring or anything like that. That would be kind of inappropriate to this kind of thing. The thing that they do, which I really like, when you start a new scene, one of your options is daily theme. And they basically give you a map to start with that's the same map that everyone else who does the daily theme starts with. And then they give you a prompt, like Moon Temple. That's not a phrase I would have thought of, but what this does is it gives me a creative prompt, something that I now want to build. Something that will sort of like make me build something that I haven't built before. Because that's the risk of a project like this, or like a tool like this, is that you'll come up with your first few projects and you'll be like, oh yeah, I made this, I made that, and then the well in your mind might run a little bit dry, and you're like, you open it up and you start building something and it just starts looking like the other things that you've built. And so they've added this feature to it, which, it wasn't in the demo because, whatever, they were just giving you a little taste in the demo, that, every single day there's a new one. You can see the next one is going to pop up in another 9 hours. Every day there's a new one, and it just gives you something to do. So what I thought I would do in this episode is I didn't even know what the theme was going to be. I didn't know it was going to be Moon Temple. But let's pop in there and let's make a Moon Temple. Okay, I was wondering what they were going to give us. So what we've got here... Oh, so normally these little scenes are set deep in the woods, but they've given me a different map to start with that's mostly a lake with a crescent-shaped island in the middle. And so my challenge is to try and build something that really takes advantage of this setting. This is actually one of the cooler, kind of more out there settings that I've got playing this game so far. Okay, so let's think about what we want to build here. We want to build something that feels like a temple, and so I'm thinking, some kind of like tall spire, something like that, something that feels like it's reaching up towards the heavens. We want to maintain this sort of crescent shape. We want to make sure that whatever we build, it's got this kind of shape to it. It preserves the sort of mooniness of the shape. But we're not going to solve the whole thing right here. One of the fun parts about this is that you can start building and really just sort of, let your own improvisational feelings drive you. So what I'm thinking is we could do something very symmetrical because the map is already very symmetrical. But I think I would want to, because the map is so symmetrical, I kind of want to do something that's lopsided. So let's start. Let's say that let's put a couple of towers here, but not put one over on this side. And instead let's make the one on this side dominant. So this is sort of the main tower of the temple. And I wonder, can I make it taller than that? What if I put another tower on top of this tower? Is that a thing I'm allowed to do? It looks like I might be. Let's move this to be on top of the other one. There we go. Oh, now it's just going off the top there. Okay, yeah, so we've got that. And I think I kind of like that scale to it. Now, let's take the roof. We could either make it narrow, like it's sort of like a witch's house, or we can make it fat. For some reason, the fat looks a little bit more, I don't know, religious to me, and I'm not sure why. I guess I'm thinking of a lot of temples in the real world that have domes and things. But because there's sort of a crescent shape to this, does the more sort of inverted roof feel better? I don't think it does. I think I'd rather have the fatter roof. So let's do that to all of these. And yeah, okay, so there's that. And then let's do something different with this. Let's have this not be a tower. Let's let this be something more like this is sort of like the main, I don't know, meeting hall or something in the back here. And I'm wondering, should I have it hanging off the edge? How far off the edge should I have it hang? I think that looks pretty good, the way it's kind of going down between those rocks. And now, one thing I'm wondering, before I go too crazy with this, let's think about color scheme. I'm thinking that a moon temple, like blue and white, seems like the color scheme that makes the most sense to me. So let's go. Okay, the roof can't really be white, can it? So maybe we go white with the stone. Like that. And then can we go blue with the roof? Yes, we can go blue with the roof. And this doesn't have a roof. Okay. So basically, whenever you place something, it sort of starts with the default colors. But if you place it on top of something else, it'll inherit the color scheme of the other thing. And in fact, let me real quick, let's give this thing a roof just so I can give its roof a color. And I think that means that inheritance will still work. I'm not sure. I haven't really tested that out. But I think these are our round towers that we want so far. Let's place some square bits. So I think I want to have the square bits sort of make a crescent shape. But if it's too straight, it'll just be like a, I don't know, like a claw machine claw. That doesn't seem right. By the way, there's a day-night cycle. Check that out. So I'm wondering, should I... Okay, let's see what happens if I place this here. Turn the roof around. And then let's place another one. Oh, that one didn't... Okay, interesting. Let's make that go away. We'll try again. So it looks like I have to watch it snap in order for it to inherit the colors. So I'm thinking for it to really feel like a crescent, there's a couple things it has to do. It has to have sort of a gradual angle to it, and it has to get fatter as it moves towards the middle. So we'll move that around, and then this one has to be kind of the fattest one. Okay, so I'm just roughing this in right now. And it looks like an absolute shambles. But that's okay. We'll get there. Let's just make sure that the roofs are all pointed the right direction. Let's get it buried in the ground. Let's get these two the same height. Buried in the ground. Same height. And, oh, interestingly, for some reason... Oh, wait, it looked like the roof was inverted, but it's actually not. There we go. And by I didn't mean inverted, I mean concave is what I meant to say. There we go. Okay, so these don't quite line up with each other, obviously, but we can make that happen. Let's just... Okay, so I think we want this first one to be narrow. So we'll do it like that. And then we want the next one to be fatter. I think there might, I'm not actually sure, like geometrically, how well this will work. We just need to make the spines line up. And then this one I want it to be fatter. And if I rotate it just slightly, I think I can get a similar thing. Actually, yeah, I think, now maybe, let's say that this one is significantly fatter than the other two. We just need to get its middle to line up here. Okay, flip it around and see what we can do on this side. So this is terrible looking. Okay, hold on. Let's pull this in a little bit. All right, yeah, I think my quest to make this thing get fatter as we go is challenging. That kind of works, but kind of doesn't. All right, let's pull this back in because I think I might need to find a different way to fatten it up. Okay, so we've got kind of our crescent-y shape here. I'd like it to be getting fatter on this side, but maybe that's something I can still do with another, maybe another round tower? Let's try another round tower on this. So we can make it flat, and we can stretch it out. And if we get it to line up like that, I think that can kind of look okay. Now we could still give it a roof, but I'm not sure I like how that looks. That's a little weird. Let's not do that. Okay, so now we've got the roof kind of, it's just sort of sitting on top of this, which might be fine. But let's give it one more segment. Fatten it up again. And then, but this time we'll stretch that out. We'll try to merge it into the other roof. Now, one thing I kind of wish I could do is an uneven roof. Like, basically, if one side of the roof is going to have this sort of blocky thing going on, the other side also must have the blocky thing going on. But I just realized I think that's a little different with one of the other themes. So let's grab the colors of this. Oh, that's the roof. Let's do the colors of this. And then let's select the Tudor style. Okay, yeah, so the Tudor style look doesn't put that little blocky thing up there. Now we can also pull this in a little bit. We want to make the roof line up as well as we can. It's always going to be a little bit imperfect. Oh, yeah, This side's a little strange. Both sides are a little strange. I think I can still do something with it. Okay, what happens if I stretch this out? How far can I pull it? There. Yeah, that feels right. Let's pull it back over here. And then pull this one up a little bit. And then, okay, this feels like actually, can I rotate it a little bit? It looks like it wants to be rotated, but it makes me a little bit nervous. Yeah, it's a little bit strange. Let's pull this back slightly. But, no, I think that kind of worked. Okay, so now, yeah, that's kind of working. But I think we still need to do. We're going to need to do sort of a front facade on this eventually. But let's finish the the crescent first. So I'm kind of inclined to keep going with this and just kind of do a similar thing on the other side. But it can't. I'm going to not try to do the exact same thing. So if I try to do the exact same thing, it'll be a disappointment. So what if we go lower this time instead of high? And actually, like, we can even go a little fatter too. Pull that down a little bit. Either pull that down or maybe we can pull the roof down a little bit. And then let's add another one. And pull that out. Now, one thing the game does not let you do is duplicate things, as far as I know. I've attempted to sort of like figure out if there's a way to grab a thing you've already built and make a copy of that thing. And I have not found a way to do that yet. That's a tool like when I'm doing things for work. That's a kind of tool that I use fairly frequently. Is like you just grab a thing you've already built and then do that same thing again. And so I'm very accustomed to just thinking of that as the thing I want to do a lot of the time, but that's not a thing I can do here. As far as I've discovered anyway. It could be that there is a way to do it and I just don't know what it is. All right, we'll do this at least one more time. It's kind of like, when I first started learning how to use these tools, a lot of this stuff, a lot of the things that I'm doing weren't immediately obvious. Being able to sort of fatten up the roofs, for instance. I didn't know that existed at first. I kind of discovered it by accident. Once I learned it, it's a really fun way to sort of characterize buildings a little bit differently from each other. It just occurred to me this roof is a little bit the wrong shape and the wrong height, and which makes this one kind of the wrong shape and kind of the wrong height. And I have made it slightly smaller, but I think that the more I rotate it, the smaller I'm able to make it. And yeah, let's even do another one. I wonder if I can sort of more dramatically shrink this one relative to its neighbor. Let's take it down a little bit more. Rotate it. Okay, so yeah, I think that the shrinkage that I'm doing, it has to be a little bit subtle in order for it to work properly. So there's going to be an interesting shape going on here, but I think that's probably fine. Let's are the spines of the roof lining up? There we go. Let's do that. So yeah, there's an interesting shape going on here, but I think that's kind of cool actually. And I'm wondering, what would it look like if I put a tower here? Let's lower it down. Let's take the spire down. Something like that, or do I want to take it lower? Yeah, let's take it a little bit lower so that it can be accessible via a door. That is kind of cool. And then, all right. So we've got our kind of crescent-shaped temple here, but I think the front facade needs a little bit more. So let's build another squarish thing. And, oh, it's getting dark again. You know what? I don't want to do that. Let's not let it get dark. Let's keep it in broad daylight, because that's an easier place to work. Oh, I think I have crushed a sheep underneath this. It's complaining. That's okay. It's fine. It's so sad. So yeah, so there are sheep in this world. Actually, one of my daughter's favorite parts of this, Calliope really likes to play with this game too. Her favorite thing is the sheep. So when a sheep gets stuck, it eventually launches a little umbrella and it moves itself to be in a more useful place. However, I'm about to squish that sheep again. It is just in an unfortunate place. Now, if you want to move a sheep, you do have the option to like pet the sheep, and then the sheep will follow your cursor for a while. Oh, he's pissed. The sheep will follow your cursor for a while, but it won't float to follow you. Like it won't use its like powers of umbrella-based flight. Instead, it'll only follow you on land with like normal pathing. I wonder, what does this look like? Okay, I kind of like that. Having it sort of stair step downwards like this. And then where do I want to put this final piece? So yeah, my daughter has actually built like little sheep pens and things where she keeps her sheep when she's building these things. I tried it and I could not keep the sheep in the sheep pen. So I think she's a little bit better at that than I am. She's a better shepherd than I am. Okay, so I think I'm going to keep that a little stable. Should I line this up or should I step it back a little bit? I think maybe stepping it back is what I want to do. All right. And then let's try to get these walls to look lined up next to each other. All right, there we go. We've got a crescent-shaped temple. It's not very even, though. I think we're missing something on the right side here. So we're missing something there, and also I'm thinking that this hard corner here, the rest of this doesn't have hard corners. So first, let's do something with this. Let's see if we can use a circle to kind of round out this corner. Something like that. Now, we could raise it slightly to line up with the other circle, and then raise this slightly. Like that. I think that looks a little bit more in character. But yeah, so not quite crescent-shaped. You can't really do concave-shaped buildings very well. I feel like I could do a little more here, though. So let's add a segment to this. Let's add an intermediate step between those two. Let's just rotate it ever so slightly. Oh, pissed off sheep. You never want a pissed off sheep. Huh. It's actually kind of hard to make this gradual. I might have bitten off more than I can chew here. Yeah, actually, I wonder if what I actually needed was for this to be rotated a little bit more and extended. Yeah, I think that might be what I needed. Trying to make the surface of this floor look fairly uniform. It's a little bit challenging. It always kind of shows the little boundaries. but we're close. We're close to what I'm looking for here. I wonder. Yeah, I guess that's more hidden than the other thing. Okay. It's a little bit more like a crescent. And there might be a little bit more I can do with that in a second. But I wanted to put a little bit more of a point on this side. So let's stick that right there. We'll narrow it. We'll lower it. We'll fatten the roof. And we'll extend it out just slightly. And maybe, should we take it even one step further? And grab this, make it even smaller, rotate it a little bit more, fatten the roof, kind of merge it on, narrow it, and then, guess we want to make it shorter. Stick it in there. This isn't quite coming together the way I'd hoped. Now I could extend it that way. Okay, that's almost working. It's not quite working, but it's almost working. I just need to make that a little fatter, maybe? Does that kind of work? I don't know, it's kind of a neat look. It might want me to do it one more time, actually. Or, I wonder, if we raise it up slightly and then bring it that down. I think that kind of works. Okay, so I think I've got most of the layout that I want here. The big question for me right now is, how do people get here? I mean, we could try to build a bridge for them to cross, but I think I'm more likely to think of it as like you would want a boat to get here. And so I'm thinking maybe what we want to do is create a little harbor. I'm not sure what this is going to look like. That is about as short as I can make that. But I wonder, can I do another one now? Can I just like kind of stair step this thing down? It looks like this is as low as they'll let me go with this. Oh, wait. I think I can go... Can I go shorter if it's narrower? No, I can't. So we'll just stair step this down. Oh, yeah, it keeps... Okay, the more in the water I go, the lower it lets me go. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe... not a round one. Let's try a squarish one. Let's get it down here. Narrow it up. Extend it underneath. And then... should we rotate it? Something like that. And then, what is the lowest I can make a platform just in the water? Can I just... It's not much lower than what we've already got over here. but it might work. So let's say we raise this up to be even with the other one. And then it leads down onto this one. And then can we, let's make this one more of a Tudor style thing, which means that looks a little bit more like you could pull up a boat next to it. Yeah. I think I need to move this a little. I think I need to rotate this a little bit more. And maybe extend it like that. Make sure it's the right height. There we go. And then, oh, what if I had it kind of connect to it this way? Yeah, I can see something like that kind of working. Okay, so there's our broad layout, but now we got to get into the detail work. We got to figure out where the windows and the doors are. So one of the things that's cool is that you can sort of combine windows and things with each other. So like, okay, for instance, like, look, this is a window right here, right? But if you bring it low down, it turns into a door. So here we've got a nice little squarish area. We can make that door go right there. And then similarly, you can actually stick 2 doors next to each other to make a bigger door. Or even 3 doors next to each other to make a big giant door. And oh, look! If I move it to just the right spot, a little birdhouse appears. That's... Oh! No, it changed its mind. There's a barrel now. That's fine. That actually looks better for a harbor anyway. And then if we want to, we can put one up here as well. And, oh, we got a little fork because you're going to do some farming up on your tower. And then let's put a little door here. Nice double door. Like that. And then, now this has got the peaked roof above it. So I think I actually want to grab a peaked door. Okay, I can't do the maximum door size here, but that's fine. I think this looks okay. We got a little door there. And then, do we want to try to do a door here? I think if we did, we would want to frame up the building a little bit differently. So now this door already leads in that direction. I think we're fine there. Now we've got this little bit of terrain here where somebody could actually have a little garden or something. So let's stick a little door right there. And then let's put a little fence around there. Fence looks a little dangerous. Let's make it slightly taller. And then this place is a shambles. Let's put some flowers here. Oh wait, not a bush. Okay, I guess we can't avoid a bush. I want to avoid a bush. I'm going to try to clear this out a little bit. Looks like I don't have a lot of options. Okay, we'll do the flowers again. We just won't do as many of them. Nope, it's a bush. It's a bush. No matter what I do, it's a stupid bush. Okay. I think when I started on this side, it gave me flowers. Oh, now I've lost it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to Control Z all the way back to when we had flowers here. There we go. We got flowers and a bunch of vines. It's fine. We're good. I think that might be all the doors that we need. So now I think we're looking at windows. So let's start at the top. And let's make the biggest, grandest temple window we can. And let's try to arrange it to be directly above the little curved wall that sticks out there. We'll put that up like that. Can we actually... Ooh, we can put it all the way up there if we want to. I think I kind of like it here. we'll do that. And then... Okay, yeah, this feels a little bit more residential. Doesn't feel as grand. Yeah, not sure I love that. You know what I'll do instead? Let's imagine there's a big spiral staircase inside of here. And that there are windows along it. Okay, unfortunately, I can't figure out how to navigate smoothly. My camera is just centered in a weird place. Now, what happens if this continues? Oh, interesting. Okay, so... Yeah, I kind of like this being weird like this, actually. And then we've got another one over here. And then over here. And then... Maybe we do want a door? No, let's not do a door. Oh, and then, you know what? Then let's have a floor here that's got a nice little ring of windows. One of them directly above that little rooftop. Okay, so we got a little spiral of windows here. I kind of like that. And then further down, we could do more windows like this. Like just sort of keep doing it all the way down. But I kind of like the idea of switching to arrow slits. Like this place, you know, this used to be a place that people had to defend. And I'm imagining that in this day and age, whatever the day and age of this image is, that's no longer as much of a thing. Here, let's make these... Let's try to make these elaborate ones. Like, yeah, like I'm imagining that in this day and age, they don't actually get sieged or anything, but they've still got these arrow slits as a part of, you know, the way this place used to be able to defend itself. And then we'll put like a window here and a window there. A window here in the front. A window here. And then let's do another couple of arrow slits. So again, like I'm making these larger windows by combining smaller windows, which is kind of fun. So put arrow slits here. And then more fancy windows across this wall. And across this wall. And across that wall. And actually, you know what? I think, am I right about this? I think that one's unnecessary. I think I made a mistake with that one. I think I should just extend this one. And I think that'll actually come across a little better. Ooh, I can put a door here? I don't want to, though. So I won't. Okay, and then now we're over here. Again, this looks like it kind of wants to be defensible. So I think I'm gonna do arrow slits. Like this is like if an enemy was to come and like try to attack this place. You know, back when it was I don't know, Fortress of the Moon Warriors would want to be able to sort of take refuge while shooting arrows at the onrushing ships. So I think we do that. And then, yeah, let's do the same thing here. Yeah, so these cross-shaped windows, I mean, obviously they're cross-shaped for a tactical reason. You can, like, you know, see through and shoot, you know, different kinds of weapons through them. But yeah, it carries just this little bit of a sense of religious significance and ornateness to it. So the higher up we get, I think the more cavalier we can be with the kinds of windows we put in. Because it doesn't have to be as defensible. So I think we want to get rid of shutters. I don't think shutters feel like the right vibe. But I think that kind of works. Oh, whoop, clicked on it. Didn't mean to do that. Stop having shutters. Okay, there we go. And then can I make one of these look good here? I think so. All right, now we got this big old drum. I think this is just peaked windows all the way around. I could be extremely careful and precise with how I put these, but it's not like they've got a grid snap tool or something. So I know it can't be perfect, and that actually kind of inclines me to just be a little bit rough and careless with it, which is good. I think a tool like this, I think, should kind of want to fight perfectionism. Perfectionism can be fun with something like this, but I think it's better if it sort of is instead trying to unlock wild creativity. So I'm trying to think what kind of windows I want here. I guess let's go with these. And pull them down a little bit. Let's make them all one floor with the drum. I think that kind of works. Now it does look like if you walked in this door, you'd be in a very dark hallway. And I'm trying to think: do I want to put windows in here to fight the darkness, or just say, yeah, that's how that works. It's meant to be a dark hallway. Like there's some, I don't know, ritual reason why that hallway is dark. Now, part of me kind of thinks the opposite side of the tower from the other window should also have a window. How high is that, and how is it lined up? Let's see here. Yeah, so it should be lined up with the peak of this roof, I think, and a little bit lower. Yeah, it feels about right. Whoa. Yeah, sometimes you just lose track of where the center of the camera is. Okay, but that seems like it's kind of working. Now, what else do we need? I'd love to be able to represent some kind of like ritual space here, but I'm not sure what the right way to do that is. Maybe getting a circle into it? I mean, this is meant to be a moon temple, right? Like, what if it had like some kind of raised dais here? Ooh, what's that? It's a stepladder. That feels odd. I don't think a stepladder belongs here. There we go. Make that go away. But I love, like, if something appears that you don't want, like, oh my gosh, so many birds' nests. What is happening? You have the option to just basically make more tweaks to make them go away. So birds' nests tend to appear within, like, the join points between roofs. And so when you have just two roofs that join each other, that's great. But if you're trying to do something really complicated with a roof like I'm doing, you end up with so many of them. And I don't know if there's anything I can do about this. It might be that the only thing I could do about this is to build something else that grows out of that. And maybe that's what I should do. What does it look like if I have one of these on this? Covering up the birds' nests. You know what? It does kind of look neat to have sort of like a chain of circles kind of lined up. Go away, stepladder. Like this sort of chain of circles like that feels kind of neat. And we could probably put a door on this. Like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think that kind of works. All right, so what other stuff can we do here? Well, we can put a flag on top, just because flags are cool. What else do we have? Lanterns. Ooh, lanterns. Let's definitely put a lantern right in the middle. It won't let me put it exactly in the middle. Weird. But yes, put that in the middle of the little ritual space here. Let's keep doing that. Though, to explain how people got up onto this rooftop, I think I might need to put a trap door in it. Okay, no matter what, we're getting a little vase of flowers there. Oh, no, we're not. Okay, weird. Yeah, I think just putting a lantern inside every single one of these little circles grants them a sense of significance. I'm not sure what it means exactly. And I'm also thinking, whatever goes on in here, they probably, if people live and work here, they probably need kitchens. And a kitchen needs a smokestack. And so this looks like it's sort of the more less ritual-centric and more like functional part of this place. So let's see if we can stick a little thing like that. And we can grab its top, and we can make it a little taller if we want to. But actually, nah, that kind of feels right. Kind of wanting to hide it a little bit. What else? What else? So, I mean, we've got the ability to plant trees. This doesn't feel like an island that wants trees. So I'm not going to do that. Flowers and bushes, though. We've already got some around here, but we can make them more intense. Imagine there's somebody out here, like, cultivating this stuff. Though it does make me wonder how they get out to do that work. I guess maybe they start climbing over here. I don't know. Now, if I wanted to, actually, this lake, the sort of raised ground here, I could have created or like, undone, replaced all of that stuff if I wanted to. But I don't want to. Like part of the fun of these prompts is taking what you're given Do we want 2 smokestacks? I think maybe we want 2 smokestacks. Let's get them the same height. Yeah, I mean, you probably got a lot of monks to feed. And what else? What else am I missing? What am I missing? What does this thing need? Does this want to be bigger? Nope, it doesn't. I think that's probably good. Actually, okay, one option is to... We could make this round. What does it look like if this is round? We would want to make it Tudor style. Yeah, I think that's better. It feels more in line with what we're doing here. And part of me is like, oh, this little concave thing is weird, but I kind of like it. I kind of like the weird little accidents that come out of what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, I think we've got our moon temple. I think that the main thing we need to do now is let the moon come out. There we go. Have a look at that moon temple. So yeah, so I just, every day I basically spend a little bit of time doing something like this. In fact, I can just kind of show you some of the previous things, some of the previous prompts that I've had. So this was something I just built on my own. So this was the Lakeside Inn. The prompt was Lakeside Inn. I think that they gave me the lake. And that was it. But I'm the one who decided, my Lakeside Inn is going to actually be kind of lakeside. The entrance is lakeside. Most of the inn is in the middle of the lake. And so I was able to sort of like build this little bridge across. One thing I do love is if you get 2 windows with laundry on them next to each other, they'll extend the laundry across both of them. And it's all kinds of just weird little synergies like that you can find in the game. What else have we done? This one was Hilltop Hamlet. They just gave me this little hilltop with a little well-looking thing in the middle, and I had to build all the houses. And so you can see here, I sort of made it a little bit of a fortress. Like maybe this is a hilltop where people took refuge at a dangerous time, but maybe now it's not as dangerous and they've just sort of, been living here for a while. I like that we've got, we basically got these 4 little houses, and each house has got actually a bigger footprint on the second floor than it has on the bottom floor. But you can actually sort of walk through the whole thing. In fact, they've got a camera mode that I really like, where you can actually put your camera on little feet, and you can walk up and see what your place looks like from the ground. So you can see, like, you walk through here and look at the little town square, and then go out the front entrance and see it from this side, which is just the cutest. This is actually one of my favorite ones that I've done. I really, really like this one. And then I think there was one more prompt that I did. Yeah, so this one was actually called Town Square. And what they gave me originally was this sort of stable-looking building. Or not, actually, it's kind of like a Wild West saloon or something like that. But it didn't have any doors in the front. This looked like the front to me, and it didn't have any doors in the front. And so I added a door to the back, and I was like, I think they meant for me to build the town square out in front of this thing, but actually I kind of like the idea of a bunch of outward-facing buildings with their backs to each other, and the town square is a sort of shared well in the alleyway. And so that's what I did instead. I actually had to remove a few trees from this side to make it work. But yeah, I've got these, this handful of little houses here. And again, we can get on the walking camera and sort of see this from an on-the-ground perspective. Little front yards, piles of bushes, and then like I like this building that sort of like stretches across the entrance to the back alleyway. So you come in here, you're in the back alleyway, you can look at all these little buildings. Got little stables right here. You can fill that with horses, if there were horses in the game. There are sheep in the game, but I can't get them to go in. Little wood pile here. Like, you can't even use these alleyways because they've just gotten sort of like overused by the people. But I think that's part of the personality of this place. So yeah, and then a lot of the fun I have with this is following the prompts. But really, I mean, you can just put whatever you want down here. This was just me making a I think I started with nothing in this map, and then I made a little mountain for myself, and then I put a tower on it, and then I learned just randomly that I could fatten up the roof, and I was like, this looks a little bit like a church or something. So I kind of made it almost cathedral-like. It's not really a cathedral. I'm calling it an abbey because it doesn't have the shape of a cathedral, but part of the challenge is figuring out, okay, I built this whole thing on a mountain. How am I going to give it a main door? And so I actually sort of like built this whole section here downwards so that I could have a door on the ground floor leading out to the path. And then a little old ruined wall there and everything. And again, you can tell that they built it to be defensible, but now they're mostly just planting flower gardens and stuff like that. I like this sort of, there are a lot of games where the world looks like, something it was originally built to be peaceful, and then it decayed and it became scary and, war-torn or something like that. I mean, I work on an apocalyptic game, and, that's sort of the vibe that everything has. But I kind of like going the opposite direction with this, building things that look like they're from an older and darker time, but they've become cozy. And that's just, it's sort of the perfect vibe for like the sort of style of art that they've created here. So, wow, that was an hour. I wasn't expecting to take that long, but this game is just fun to play with. I really like putting these things together. So, that's Tiny Glade. If you want to go check it out, it's available on Steam, and they do have a demo, so you can sort of feel it out and see if it's the kind of thing you enjoy. So, yeah, let's get out of here. There is a subscribe button, and as I play other weird little games, I'll put links to them over here. And let me know if you want to see, spend more time with this game and, follow more daily themes. I think that could be kind of fun.